If they are operating on two separate tracks, is there any signal the president is prepared to give tomorrow that perhaps when it comes to the question of fiscal 2024, that perhaps the president would be willing to accept some sort of federal spending reduction in exchange for an immediate clean debt ceiling?
Look, Steve, I hear the question. I understand the question. The president said to Speaker McCarthy on March 9th, I'm going to put forward what I value, what I believe is important to the American people, how we're going to move forward in fiscal year 2024. He did that. He showed how he's going to decrease the debt by $3 trillion over 10 years, the deficit by $3 trillion over 10 years. He did that. He was very clear. And he didn't connect it to the debt limit. It's not something that we're supposed to be doing. It is regular order to have that conversation without attachment about budget and appropriations. So the president is willing to have that conversation, but they have to do their job. They have to pass a clean debt ceiling, debt limit. They have to do that. That is what they're supposed to do.
We heard a bit from Secretary Yellen yesterday about this question of the 14th Amendment. The president, in his interview on Friday, suggested that he's not ready to go there yet. Can you clarify the administration's position on that question?
The president has been really clear. Congress must do everything they can to prevent a default. They must do their job. That is the president's position, and that's what it's going to continue to be.
One more question, and that is, you referred to this when it comes to guns. You said this is a crisis. You talk about it being the 201st mass shooting this year. The president's position is known, but can you describe his engagement on this crisis today? What's he doing about it today? Because many Americans, they're certainly happy to hear that he's engaged on airline prices and airline compensation, but what about this issue that many Americans agree with you as a president?
Well, many Americans should know and understand, and hopefully, and I'll repeat it here, that the president has signed more than a dozen executive actions to deal with this issue. More than any other president, in a historical fashion, because he has said that gun violence is an epidemic. He has said that. He has called it that. This is a president that has worked on this issue as a senator, as vice president, and as president. He has done everything that he can, using the tools that are in front of him, to deal with this issue. Now, will there be more work to do and more things that he can do? We'll see. We're always looking for how do we move this along to a place where our schools are safer, our communities are safer. This is so incredibly important. I mentioned, more than 14,000 of our fellow citizens have lost their lives. One is too much. One person losing their life is too much. And so, look, the president has done the work. He's asking Congress to do their job. Let's do some legislation, more legislation, on top of the bipartisan legislation that he was able to sign this summer. So let's do more. Let's really do something that we can make sure that this is no longer an epidemic in our communities, in our schools. Go ahead.